You know, we're here today to talk about a very important investment in infrastructure in roads right here in the Baton Rouge region. I'm proud that since I've taken office, we made it a top priority to invest in our roads. We've indeed invested over $4.6 billion, more than governors have done before us in our roads and highways. That translates into more than 1,800 transportation system improvement projects. That includes roughly 4,000 miles of roadway and 446 bridges. In East Baton Rouge Parish alone, we've invested nearly $500 million to improve our roads, to speed up traveling times for our residents, and to make this region more accessible to the rest of the state and the rest of the country. Our investment in infrastructure really comes down to jobs and economic development. We're seeing a surge of investment in economic development right here in Baton Rouge, especially around the Essen Lane area. You know, for folks living in the capital area, you know how important Essen Lane is for this community, connecting I-10, I-12, Our Lady of the Lake, with folks who live on Jefferson Highway, Perkins Road, Highland Road, and Burbank. I literally grew up in this area, and I remember when this was an area that didn't really have a whole lot here other than Our Lady of the Lake. There was one fast food place on this road, and it was really busy Wednesday night whenever things were busy at Swaggart's place on Bluebonnet. It was really busy on Sunday, and that was about it. In between, you could drive down this road and not see a whole lot of traffic. Well, things have obviously changed a whole lot since those days. Now, Essen Lane is one of the busiest roads in the Baton Rouge area. This area continues to develop, and the demands for new and better roads are growing daily. And we're standing at one of the sites, Our Lady of the Lake, that is driving growth right here on Essen Lane. With the transformational public-private partnership we announced right here in this room in 2010 between LSU and Our Lady of the Lake, the campus is undergoing a major expansion. You can see all the construction work that's going to enhance graduate medical education for our doctors, nurses, healthcare professionals, and also provide Baton Rouge's first ever Level 1 trauma center. It's obviously great news for the region. It's great news for Baton Rouge and our state. But that also means that this area around Essen is booming and that the road is a critical business and medical corridor for folks who live or travel in this area. We need to make sure that our roads keep up with our growth. And that's why I'm here with these folks. We're proud to announce today that we'll be investing $12 million to widen approximately a mile of Essen Lane from Perkins Road to I-10. We know this project will reduce congestion and improve safety for more than 35,000 motorists who use this segment of Essen Lane every single day. Now, let me tell you a little bit about the process. You may remember last year we provided funding for another project here, the I-12 Essen Lane interchange. We are going to be shifting those dollars, and as a result, we submitted the application to IEB today, and they will then submit that after they meet. They will then submit that application to the legislature. They will be able by mail ballot to vote on that. After they do that, DOTD will start buying right-of-ways. They'll start doing the engineering and design work, and they expect to be able to accept bids for this project by the summer of 2014. The reason this makes sense, the reason we're making this announcement today, is the original analysis for the I-12 Essen Lane interchange project was based on traffic data from the 1990s. Since that time, traffic patterns and volumes have changed significantly. We've also made investments in other projects along I-10, I-12, the interchange of I-10 and Essen that will improve the traffic flow in that area. For those reasons, DOTD's engineers are going to go back and re-examine the best course of action for the I-12 Essen Lane interchange project to make sure it's based on the latest data. They looked at the first design plans they got back. They weren't happy with those plans. They want to go back and update the data and see what makes sense for that project. Instead of allowing that money to just sit there, we said in the meantime, we think it's best to take that $12 million and use it for a more urgent need of widening one of the most critical corridors for Baton Rouge and the capital area. This investment follows other major investments we made in the capital area. For example, we've invested $315 million in projects to widen the I-10, I-12 corridor in the capital area, including $110 million to widen I-12 from Peets Highway to O'Neill Lane, $86 million to widen I-10 from the split to Segan Lane, $60 million from Segan Lane to Highland Road on I-10, $36 million to widen I-12 from Peets Highway to Jubin Road, and another $22 million to widen I-12 from Jubin Road to Walker. Before I close, I do want to, again, I especially want to thank our legislative delegation. They came together with us and agreed that this project made sense. And instead of allowing this money just to sit there to actually expand Essen Lane, they see every day, they and their constituents, now how important it is that we invest these dollars in Essen Lane to accommodate not only the traffic we see today, but the increase in traffic we expect as this region continues to flourish, continues to grow, as you continue to see more economic development in this area as it truly becomes a medical campus for our entire community. My number one priority as governor is continue to create an environment where businesses want to invest and create jobs. Part of that means investing in and expanding our roads. Today's announcement is going to help folks in Baton Rouge with much needed relief from this area's major growth today's a great day for the capital region and our entire state, but we know we've got more work to do to continue to invest in our infrastructure. So today's a very important step forward, but we look forward to making additional investments, not only in the greater Baton Rouge area, but across our entire state. Now, I'm not going to introduce each speaker one at a time. I'm going to go ahead and tell you each of their names, invite them to come up and speak. We're going to hear from Senator Clater, again, who represents this area, and Representative Steve Carter. And again, I want to thank them and Franklin Foyle for their support. I know they'll be talking to their colleagues in the legislature, explaining to them how important this project is for their districts and the capital area. Then you'll hear from Representative Carter, as well as from Scott Wester, the CEO here. And then finally, DOTD Secretary Sherry LaBaugh will talk to you a little bit about the process and the project in terms of what comes next. So please give a warm welcome to Senator Dan Clater, who represents this area.
Coming from the Capitol, I was in joint budget, and the governor, I believe, was over at the mansion. And apparently he has a driver, and of course I don't. And that I knew to come down the interstate and get off and take the shortest bit of Essen that I could. And apparently they came up Perkins and came up Essen, and it took them a little bit longer to get here than it did for me. So as a user of this street and people wanting to get to our hospital and people just wanting to get home, I'd like to thank the governor and Sherry for the work that they have done to make this a reality in the near future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dan. Thank you too, and Franklin. It's a pleasure to work with the governor, with Sherry. You know, we met just a couple of days ago, and the governor was kind enough to announce Smiley Heights. And so with this announcement today, this is very important to Baton Rouge. Governor, you've been extremely generous to us through the legislation, through the Capital Region Legislative Delegation. We prioritize what we want to do. The governor listens to us, and for the most part, the governor has assisted us in everything that we've ever asked for. And so I thank you very much for that. The next project, I'm sure, will be to widen Bluebonnet next, and then we'll add another lane to Segan, and we'll do a few more things, Governor. We'll come to you to improve the traffic in this area. But Scott, it's a pleasure to work with you, and we look forward to our partnership with you. And thank you all very much for being here. And Governor, again, thank you for what you do for the Capital Region area. Thank you all very much.
Hard to believe. I could just kind of always remember Mother Gertrude Hennessy, and she was the visionary that brought Our Lady of the Lake to Hennessy Boulevard and Essen Lane, and that's about 35 years ago. And I think, as many people realize, times were a lot different back then. And what we now have created with Our Lady of the Lake, and really within the partnership that we've created with LSU and in conjunction with the governor's office, is really truly remarkable. And I really do want to thank the governor and also the secretary of Sherry LaBaugh to really be forthright of saying, we understand the amount of infrastructure the lake's putting in. We got to make sure that we have the commitment to be able to ensure there's good access, and the widening of Essen Lane from Perkins to Interstate 10 is going to be very vital for our 5,000 team members that work within Our Lady of the Lake, but also, just as importantly, all of our patients and families that come here when they have really in need related to their health care. So again, working in conjunction with the mayor's office and working with Terry Sterling, our chief operating officer, and the secretary, it's been a great project working within the three tandem groups and making sure we do what's in the best interest of the community. So thank you.
Well, it's certainly a pleasure to be here, and thank you for all coming out for this very special announcement. As the governor stated, we have invested over $315 million alone in the I-10, I-12 corridor expansion. We call that our Go Wider project, and it has made a significant impact and will continue to do when we open up I-10 for this community. Moving forward with that, DOTD is also strategically looking at the surface streets within the Baton Rouge area. We partner with the city of Baton Rouge, and it made sense to move forward with the Essen Lane widening. As you know, Starring Lane is under construction. That was a green light project. Again, the I-10 corridor, a DOTD project. The interchange of Essen and I-10, a green light project. So it made sense to move forward with widening Essen. So we're very excited about that. Just to give you a little idea of the widening project, we'll be adding one lane in the direction from Perkins towards I-10. We will first be doing surveying. We will reach out to the business partners within the corridor and also begin the design of that. We will have to take a little bit of right-of-way, some right-of-way acquisition. We'll be widening to both sides to minimize that impact. And as the governor stated, our target date for construction is summer of 2014. So we're fast tracking this. We want to make sure that we meet the time frame for when it's really needed. As we all know, Essen is congested, and with the growth in this area, we're excited to be announcing this today to expand Essen. I just want to say that I appreciate the partnership that we have. Governor Jindal, thank you for supporting transportation. Our legislators, it's just such a pleasure to work with a group of people that are so pro-transportation. Thank you so much. Scott, it's been a pleasure working with you and your team on this project, and we appreciate all the input, and they come meet with me and keep me up to date on what's going on so that we can make sure that we work together on that. Thank you so much. And again, just thank you all for being here, and we're committed to transportation, and we're committed to moving this project forward. So thank you very much for your attendance. We're here today to announce the widening project of Essen from Perkins to I-10. We're going to widen Essen by adding 1 lane from Perkins to I-10.
Why is this project so important for Baton Rouge?
Well, the project's important. This is a congested corridor for one, and it's heavily used by the people here, businesses, and it's the medical corridor. So by adding this lane, we'll be able to reduce congestion and improve safety along this corridor.
What message does this send to the rest of the state as well as the nation?
Well, the message that it sends is that we are committed to transportation improvement projects here in the state of Louisiana. We are committed to providing an infrastructure that brings in and promotes and creates economic development for our state. We're looking at and strategically looking at surface projects and surface needs throughout the city of Baton Rouge. And so this is just one step in that direction, partnering with the city of Baton Rouge to provide the best network we can for the citizens of Baton Rouge.